Hello and welcome to Back to School Night. I'm Mr. Olson and I teach Algebra 2 Trig here at Mountain Vista. I've been teaching this course for 5 years and I'm really excited for this next year and to get to know your student a little bit better. Part of how I get to know my students at the beginning of the year is I give them a survey and your kids, they wrote me a lot. I just finished going through this whole survey. And now I want to do something, which I'm sure you guys love to do, which is brag about your kids a little bit. So I have a very athletic bunch this year. Going through these surveys, I saw that I have students in baseball, basketball, cheer, dance, field hockey, football, golf, gymnastics, students that do horseback riding, a lot of students that play lacrosse, which is great because I help out with coaching lacrosse. Including one that hopes to play in college and I think can really do it. Mountain biking, palms, powerlifting, rock climbing, rugby, including a student that also manages the wrestling team. Soccer, including a student that's played since they were 5 years old. Softball, swim team, including one that's done it for 12 years and is apparently doing really well at that. Tennis, track, including a thrower. Volleyball, including one that's committed to play in college. And wrestling. So I know how involved they are outside of school with sports. They're also in a lot of clubs. I saw FCCLA, French Honor Society, HOSA, Interact, Key Club, National Honor Society, Poetry Club, Science NHS, Sources of Strength, Speech and Debate, Spoken Word Club, Student Leadership, Youth Group, Dungeons and Dragons Club, the team captain for the Color Guard, DECA, including a student that finalized in state last year, and the current president of our chapter, and a lot of students in yearbook. So I know how involved they are with clubs outside of my class. A lot of students that enjoy playing music and are in bands, including a marching band, a winter drumline, and the Gold Tones Choir, and then a lot of students that play instruments just on their own. Piano and ukulele came up for multiple students, which I thought was fun. And your students are involved with jobs outside of my class. Going through these, they work at AMC Highlands Ranch 24. Some babysit and nanny. Multiple work at Bahama Books, Baskin Robbins, Cava, Chick-fil-A, a coach of a youth sports team, work at a coffee shop, work in a file room at a law firm, Fujiyama, King Supers as a landscaper, lifeguard, Modern Market, Panera Bread, Perry's Pizza, Raising Cane's, Safeway, ski school instructors, Starbucks, Target, the old blinking light, Tilly's, Windcrest, multiple students working at Windcrest, one that's going to work in a preschool, and a youth lacrosse ref. And I only have 3 sections of Algebra 2 Trig. This is the most I've ever seen. A lot of students getting jobs. I think that can be a great work experience as long as it's well balanced with school. And I'm hoping that they still have time for that and to not dominate their priorities so much that they have to give up any of this because it's going to matter in the future just as much as doing well in school. Your students also told me what jobs they want in the future. And this is where I personally really dig in because this is where I feel is my responsibility to help start preparing them and getting them ready for these future careers if they stay on these paths. A student that wants to be an architectural engineer, a student that wants to be an astrophysics teacher or a theoretical physics professor. So obviously I'm taking on a lot trying to get this student ready to go teach theoretical physics. But I think if I do a really good job and they stay with math, I think that they can do it. A lot of students that want to work in the medical field, including a lot that have already picked out their specialty, including a cardiothoracic surgeon, an emergency medicine physician or an oncologist, paramedic or physical therapist, medical engineer, an orthodontist, psychiatrist or biologist, physical therapist, including a student that specifically wants to be a sports physical therapist that works with children, radiologist, and either surgeon or family physician. Other students told me they wanted to be CEOs, criminal psychologists, homicide detectives, interior designers, lawyers or entrepreneurs, marine biologist, a meteorologist for 9 News, or a broadcaster for Entertainment Tonight, own a small K or a flower shop, pilot, work in or be part of the Air Force, take over their parents' business, and a couple students told me they want to be teachers, which always gets me really excited because I think it is a really great profession, and I'd like to inspire some of my students to go into it. So yeah, and I see this as a challenge, but also a great opportunity that we have such diversity here, and we can bring this out and share it and learn from one another. And then I'll take on the challenge of trying to teach the math in a way that both my theoretical physics future professor and the student that's going to own a small cafe can both get something out of it and then apply that to their future jobs. They also told me a lot about their hobbies. A lot of students taking up fishing and hiking and other outdoor activities over this past summer. Students into skateboarding, paddleboarding, skiing, snowboarding, water skiing and wakeboarding, frisbee golf, making their own jewelry, modeling, doing diamond paintings, which I still have to look up what those are, painting using hyperrealism, another thing I got to look up, including the student that did the Godzilla mural in Mr. Dolby's room, a student that likes to paint skateboards for other people, students that do pottery, a lot of photo and video editing, and lots of other stuff. And again, these are just important as jobs, in my opinion, too. They're what makes us unique, and I want to be there to support different hobbies and interests, and see if we can apply a little bit of math to them. And then there was a lot of other funny things that came up in these surveys. I've got a student that can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 3 minutes. Another student that can code basic C++, which I think is really cool. A student taking a Pro Start class at Thunder Ridge to learn how to run a restaurant. Really ambitious there. Another student who's the youngest of 6. A student that told me they want to be successful enough to afford a Corvette for their fun car and a Land Rover to drive their children to soccer practice. So that was great. Another student that likes to set up hammocks outside, one that's broken 7 bones, and a 2nd-degree black belt. So I'll watch out for him in class. But I'm really excited to have such a diverse group and get to know them. I know we have limited time together in class, but we're going to try to maximize that to bring out our individuality, our different ambitions, and see where we can apply this math. Now, a few specifics. Everything on Canvas is required. So if you see something on Canvas, you have to do it. And they're organized by the date they're due. I'm titling the modules with the date that they have to be done by. I'm very flexible in accepting things late. In fact, if they finish one of the videos late, which are the majority of the homeworks, the points should just go in automatically. If they do it late, make sure they watch every single second of the video or it won't submit. Another thing is if you see a 0 on a 4 for a homework, it's likely that I just haven't graded it. That's just how the software works. It puts in a 0 on a 4 until I go in and I mark the questions right or wrong. And I've been marking them all right because I'm just treating these more as completion grades. Tests and quizzes is really where the rubber meets the road. Those are all being done in person in class as long as we can do that. And those are generally multiple choice. My goal is an average of 80 to 85% on those. That's the real opportunity to show me what they know. The homeworks, they're just practicing it. So that's why those are completion grades. And also look for something which is my extra stuff calendar. That's posted on Canvas, and that's where I'm putting up optional videos. I'm putting up links to the PowerPoints that I show in class, extra practice links from Khan Academy, the links to the classwork. They should be going to that every once in a while, especially when studying for a test. That's going to be their best resource. Other than that, reach out to me by email if you got any questions. Be patient on grades going in. It'll look like a 0 sometimes, but it is going to get updated. All homeworks are going to be 4 on a 4s. I think that's it for me. Feel free to reach out whenever, and I hope to meet you guys if we do some version of parent-teacher conferences. in a couple weeks, probably virtually, but I have no idea. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.